I think we should move on from, unless you have something to say of us, but I think we should talk about more about like, I think Junker Queen changes and stuff like that.
Yeah, we haven't touched, we've been so long on push.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, let's just move to that. Let's just move on.
So one of the biggest changes that came out from this patch made Junker Queen an unbelievable killing machine. I'll read the patch notes out for people that are listening to audio right now. So Junker Queen changes. Almost all of her abilities got changed. Her scattergun, the maximum ammo increased from 6 to 8. Jagged blade projectile size increased from 0.15 to 0.2, so it's easier to hit. Now, Rampage, her ultimate, deals a flat 40 damage instead of 0 and then bleeds. And the wound damage has been decreased from 100 to 60. So that 40 damage is kind of made up just with the impact.
It's the same damage, it's just up
It's
front.
the same damage, there's just impact damage, and then the bleed is less, yeah. Adrenaline Rush, this is the big one, which is mind-boggling, which is her passive, which is the heal. Adrenaline Rush passive healing multiplier has been increased from 1.25 to 2x damage dealt by wounds. And yes, that does stack. So if you do hit multiple people with abilities, you will get obviously 4x the healing and shit like that. So not 4x, but like you get 2x's of the healing. It's fucking ridiculous. So Junker Queen heals, like if someone have done it in training range, like you can just go to the bots, take the bots down to like 20 HP and then swing your axe when you're at like under 100 and see how much health you get back. It is fucking absurd. This coupled with the previous patch that also buffed Junker Queen, which gives her axe swing a lower cooldown depending on how many people you hit. So if you are cleaving 2 people, there's a clip with Super that I think we've got here somewhere that he is just going whoom, 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 and hitting fucking everybody full HP, full HP, full HP, full HP, and then just gets ult almost instantly after getting the first one. It is crazy.
Solomon, pull up the clip. Jamie, pull up the clip of Super.
Yeah, pull up the clip of Super. Pull up the Super building an ult in like 15 seconds.
Guru has a
fucking seconds.
Guru has one as
It's
well.
on competitive.
I got you. Here it is.
Yeah.
I got you.
It's insanity.
Guru has one as well where he's like, he hits like literally 4 people, 5 people. It's less about getting the ultimate, but he just keeps swinging the axe. He swings
What's
the
the
axe.
ult
Look at his
What's the
ult charge
charge?
right now, by the way. Look at his ult
Look at the ult
charge.
charge.
20 already. This is bleed.
Jeez.
Goes in 30.
40,
another bleed. Whoom,
50,
70. Goes in again.
75.
Whoom,
Oh
80,
my. He's
90.
got it. He's got it.
He's got
it.
another ult, baby. Within 15 seconds, he generated another ult. Again, this is through the healing that you're doing to yourself. The also the carnage, your axe swing, being resetting on cooldown way quicker because you're hitting multiple people. It is, and you're not dying too. If you find that clip, go look at the health bar very specifically, and you will see how much healing he gets in that small corridor.
And the crazy part too is that if he had hit his ult, because if he wasn't trash and hit his ult before that, he would have built ult charge, because Rampage is an ult where you can build your ult charge in it because of the damage you do when you get the bleed. So he could have gotten like 10 seconds or something if he had actually hit it.
I think people just didn't die, right?
I think Queen is one of those issues of like, one of the biggest problems when Queen first came into the game is that she didn't heal herself enough, right? Like we can all agree, like she's supposed to be like doing wounds and then healing herself, but it wasn't enough that she needed pocketing. But to counteract the fact that she wasn't self-survivable, they ended up buffing everything. Like they buffed her axe, they buffed her Jagger Blade, they buffed her shotgun. They've been buffing her across the board to make it fine. And then they're like, you know what, you guys are right. Here's two times wound healing. And then you're like, well, you didn't take away the damage. So now she's incredibly survivable, probably the highest damage output tank in the game, and she's just going to be fucking broken. Like, she's just going to... In this current state, she will be a perma picking out, and we're pretty much going back to Jotes meta.
God,
it's not Jotes, but Junker Queen will be a permanent pick in her current state if she plays it gets played now.
So,
I mean, because she already was, like, good,
sort
too.
of, yeah.
I mean...
Can I get an explanation on why, when you kill the bot, you just get a million HP?
That was
that work?
also a change.
Because the wound...
Because the wound... healing, the amount of healing that you get will just instantly apply to you when the target actually dies.
Oh, that's fucking up. That's
so
not a bug. That's a feature, not a bug.
Yeah, feature, not
exactly.
A bug.
Yeah, that's a feature.
No way. No shot.
Before that wasn't the case, so you'd only get that minuscule amount of healing because they didn't have a lot of health left. So you'd only get a small amount because you only did a small amount of damage. But because you get the healing back, you gain in that clip you gained 160 HP by killing 2 things.
That's so dumb.
Yeah, Junker Queen is going to be
obviously healing is
busted.
Crazy at the moment as well. Like with supports,
it's busted. I don't see. Like honestly, they saw Fuel doing bad in APAC, or like it's time to win. Buddy, it's time to stop learning Chinese. It is time to get back to winning, because you like this Junker Queen will be. There's no way she doesn't shoot up into the meta into like a near permapick / like almost all the time you could play it.
Scott shit talked the Dallas field, and Hastro took it within his own hands and marched straight into the Blizzard office and demanded the changes.
I will say, as far as I'm aware right now, is that we will not be playing on this patch in the Overwatch League. Until potentially the mid-season madness.
Yeah,
of course. Until the
just in time.
I will say, just to clarify, they have not said whether or not we are playing this patch in mid-season madness. I would hope that they would look at this Junker Queen setup, and if Blizzard aren't going to make changes to this, and they're just saying, I hope that we go to mid-season and they just make the executive decision. Fuck or no, we're not playing this, because that would literally ruin the mid-season madness. Because everything we had done to
ban the
qualify.
hero? What do you mean?
No, just you play on the old patch. You continue to play on the same patch.
I think that's I don't know. I'm like, in some ways I'm like, I do agree with that. In other ways, like, obviously I get they haven't been practicing, but the patch would have been out for how long at that point? Like,
wait, what's another week then? What's another week to play on that patch if we're already not playing on that patch, right? Like, we're already about to not play Junker Queen when Junker Queen's the best hero in the game.
That's true. That's fair. So there already will be a disconnect. So I mean, I guess in that case I could see it. It's just, obviously, to me, I feel like the point of the system that they currently have is that we're supposed to be more in sync with the live game. And I know we're not going to be totally in sync already, but I mean, yeah, it would fuck everything.
Are we just introducing clown metas just for the tournament then? Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
well, I mean, we've been doing that. We've been doing clown meta shit for like 3 years,
that's not
man.
Good, though. That's not a good thing to do, is what I'm trying to say.
No, I mean, in this particular case, because the time frame is so short.
Look at last year. Look at what meta we had in playoffs last year.
I think it's well, yeah, but I mean, that's once again, I'm like, I think that's just like, we have to make a choice, and it's like, is the league, is it a marketing tool for the game, or is it a professional esports league?
It's clearly not a marketing tool for the game.
But also, we've said it's not a professional. I mean, in my opinion, I think it's kind of those things where, like, I think this case, I get it, and I would get it where, like, if we have a big, really big patch, like a week or two before a big event, we don't implement it, right? But if we have like an extended period of time, I don't really see why we wouldn't implement it, even if it shifts everything on its head. My personal opinion. So just because, like, that should be, the league needs to be beholden to the game, because without the game, the league is dead. Like, it's just like that's just how it's going to work. It's the only way the game can get value from the league, is if we use it as like a tool to show off stuff that currently exists in game. But if it's too short of a time frame, I'm like, sure, mid-season madness, I can totally understand us not doing it.
I would agree with you if our game was actually used as marketing, but it's not. So
yeah, but I mean, like, I'm arguing from like a perspective of, like, we do something that makes sense. Yeah, sure, right now the league is fucked, everything doesn't make any sense. Like, yeah, I get it. But
if we want to go down that pathway, then let's actually go down that pathway. The executive decision needs to be made. I don't know from who. I don't know if it's Sean, the Owl office, the Blizzard, whatever.
These are decisions that are infinitely above our pay grade.
I understand that. I'm not saying I'm making the decision, but I'm saying, like,
that's fair. If we're going to be, I know that, but it's almost stupid to discuss this because we don't really have an influence, and also we've discussed this a million times too. I do want to get through the patch. I know that.
Yeah, we got to keep going. We have so much to go through the patch. Yeah,
we've
got
a lot.
Pretty much, Junker Queen is strong. Junker Queen is really strong. You're gonna see her a lot.
She's gonna break Al if she comes into the game. That's the most important thing, right?
That's the thing.
Play Ana in your ranked games. Nade the front line. Maybe you win. So Orisa got a small change. Damage increase from 12-13 for a fusion driver. Her left click, it's okay. Winston can now land his jump pack. The jump has a bigger AoE radius, so it does more
also
damage.
there was no purpose for this at all, that it was increased to one-shot combo for no reason. Like, the Winston was fine. We didn't need to do this at all.
Somebody in silver needed this, Connor.
That's I will say it's just kind of an overview. I don't mind small changes like this, to be fair, if they just mix things up just a little bit, but like having a increased one-shot combo doesn't make sense. Anyway, Wrecking Ball got a small change. Effect duration of his shields has gone down from 9 to 7, so technically he's less survivable when he pops his fucking adaptive shields. That motherfucker's never dying anyway, but it doesn't matter. This is another big change as we move on to damage. I'll read this one out because this is a little wonky as well. Echo received her ultimate duplicate. Ultimate cost reduced by 25%. So
just a lot.
You're earning that a lot quicker. And
an insane
ultimate generation decreased. So her copy ult generation has been decreased from 5.5x to 4x while duplicate is active. So you're going to get a duplicated ultimate a little less quicker. However, you are getting an insane amount of duplications with 25% decreased cost for the ultimate you always get damage boost anyway, if not most of the time, which is crazy. This is insane. I've not seen too many Echoes yet in my ranked games, though.
I think it's going to be a while before we start to see this effect come through, because Echo's still struggling in the meta in general, just because she kind of needs healing, and that's not really what people have been playing around. And Trace is just so strong right now, but maybe people will go for it with the Junker Queen meta, like with certain things happening. Like the beam is really good against Queen because it's one of the few things that can execute her when she's at low health, but...
And copy Queen is insane.
I'm so trash at Echo, it's hard to speak about. Like, that hero is fucking hard.
There's been some debate of like whether this is like a nerf or a buff in certain ways for certain people.
Yeah.
Some people have said like, oh, well, we don't get the ults in the charge as much. So like, you know, but like realistically, I feel like if you play this the high level, if you play this level with like a Mercy Pocket and you're good, you're going to be farming ults. You're going to be farming dupes, which is just getting like a sixth player on the field essentially, or not a sixth, but rather like a, you know, getting like a dupe of like another tank on the field, getting 2 tanks, and then you build the ult fast. It's like, it's just so, it's such a powerful ability. And it's also like 2 lives. You get like your first life and then your second life. Like it's very, very strong.
That's the thing that I think people underrate about Echo.
Ridiculous.
It's like the fact that you, like, if the Echo has ult, she can just go hyper aggressive into your backline because she knows that she can get out. Because even if she copies, runs halfway, like a little bit away, and then gets knocked out of copy, like that's potentially worth it if you're able to just like permanently dive bomb the backline. So I think that might become a problem for the backliners and people trying to deal with Echo. She's always going to feel like she has ult.
I mean, we've already seen this a little bit even now. Hangzhou's been running, Lee's been running a decent amount of Echo, and they do the double Winston thing. He always copies Winston, and then you just see Gushui and Lee jump in at the same time, drop 2 bubbles. It's disgusting, right? So that's the kind of stuff that you do on this hero. And if you can just, you don't even need the extra primal. The extra primal's nice, but just diving in with an extra Winston with an extra bubble is enough.
Yeah. So she's gonna be strong. I could see this. I could see like theoretically on certain comps. I could see an Echo. I could see stuff like where you play like. I could even see teams that they really do it. They do like a Mercy Echo with like a solo support Junker Queen because the Junker Queen is has so much sustain. Like there's a chance you could make
or some shit.
Yeah, there's a chance you could make some of this stuff like work theoretically with how strong that is. But like who knows really? But like Echo will be strong. Echo will be pretty strong with us.
Rejoice, E-Daters.
Rejoice, E-Daters.
Let's fucking go, E-Daters.
Dude, how come Valorant gets like they get the like I'm looking for this duo and it's like girl that always on Sage, like his pocket, blah blah blah, and then it's like Radiant duelist player always plays aim training. How come we don't get that for Overwatch? Where's our Overwatch E-Dater memes?
Wait,
where are they?
What the fuck do you mean?
So many E-Dater memes.
I don't see the E-Dater memes. I haven't seen them. Not on my timeline. I have not seen
the Challenger Mercy One Trick with the top 500 / Grandmaster Challenger title, a DPS.
I've seen like one of those ever. I'm not seeing nearly enough Valorant like E-Dater memes for Overwatch.
Valorant does it better than Overwatch, like right? Like
yeah, because that's how that to me is how I gauge how alive the game is.
All I know about E-dating and Overwatch
E-Data population
is the hosts and outsluts. That's all I know.
That's old. That's very old.
That's a very old meme.
I'm saying that's all I know.
Motherfuckers listening to this right now have no clue what the fuck that is. All right, let's move on.
The people that know will enjoy that.
Move on.
That reference.
Junkrat, concussion mine, damage increase from 100 to 110. Who fucking why? Anyway, moving the fuck on.
Yeah, literally
Anna,
no reason for this.
No reason. Dude, I don't fuck Junkrat. Anna got her nade decrease, which is pretty insane. So her biotic grenade, the explosion healing has been decreased from 100 to 60. So you're losing 40 health on a self nade or when you're nading someone else, which is pretty nuts. When you're getting dove by somebody, that 40 extra health can mean a lot if your other healer's not paying attention. Or
I mean, that's a break. That's like essentially. I haven't done the math, but I'm sure that's like a close to a break point of like how much you can live. And yeah. I mean, like to me, this does not target any, like it targets some strengths of Ana, but the real strength of like why Ana I feel like was just so hard meta recently has been, you know, anti-nade. Anti-nade continues to be like a really powerful ability that you can just set up at will because it's on a cooldown. And on top of the fact that you can play long sight lines and like you have a sleep, you have like you build a nano, you know, that's a pretty decent like good ult for peel and a lot of different things. Like I don't know, I don't feel like decreasing her healing is the way. But also, it's hard to figure out like what the exact. I mean, this will make her less survivable against dives and like such. So,
and that's what they say in the developer comment. Like that's what this is for. This has nothing to do with how much she's healing her tank or other people. It's literally just to make her less survivable when people dive her. Because like the 100 healing to yourself, like off the bat, is kind of ridiculous. Plus the fact that if you get healed by anyone else, you get more healing from the sources. So I'm an Ana player. Ana's my favorite hero in the game, and I'm not that upset by this because Ana is in just such a ridiculous level right now. Like Ana is
sure, but is Ana like? But I guess my question is that like, I feel like now, granted, this could be tinged from what we see. Typically, when we see dives against Ana players at high levels, they even with the nade, it doesn't save them that often if the dive is good. Like,
but remember, this isn't just for the top end. This is
sure,
for the
I agree.
end.
I'm just thinking holistically. Like once again, I'm just thinking holistically of like, does Ana really need this? Does Winston really need a more reliable one shot? Does but like overall, like sure, yeah, I agree.
Ana needs to be more susceptible to dying. Like that's kind of the thing is that it feels like she can play on an island on her own and she can kind of fight for herself right now, and that's I think where this is starting to target.
Ever since they changed her damage too, that she can 3-shot 200 HP targets. Which was a long time ago, mind you. It's pretty easy to kind of dual traces now, especially if they get up in your face and you hit a nade on yourself. Like it is 40 is a lot. Does she need to be diveable? Yes. Does this help that? Yes. I don't think it will change much though. Personally, I was playing Ana all of yesterday. Didn't really feel it. Every now and then I'd be like, oh, I don't really have a lot of HP. But as soon as the support passive, and again, it's what they said in developer comment, kicks in, I'm kind of full HP anyways. It doesn't really matter that much. It's a small change, but maybe it was needed. Let's go on to Batiste. So again, another change that is it really going to make a difference? Not sure. Immortality field cooldown decreased from 25 to 23 seconds. So more immortality fields.
Pain. I mean, there's literally pain. Literally, I mean, you're not going to notice, but why? But what's even the point? Why?
I'm going to be real. It's a 2-second decrease, which is like just. Is that over or under 10%? It doesn't really matter. I don't think.
They're promoting more flexibility and usage, Connor.
It might be crazy. But they didn't touch the other invulnerability in the game that also cleanses Kiriko. They just changed her kunai. Yeah, so they did update Kiriko. Her kunai reloads 65% of the animation is complete, so you will no longer infinitely be fidget spinning your kunai.
Okay, I'm calling the comp, by the way. I'm calling it. It's not Lucio Kiriko comps. Like I think here because I've been seeing teams bust it out. This Baptiste Kiriko comp, if this shit stays in, is gonna be so good. Baptiste Kiriko comp, because you just have your Bap full heal your front line and your Kiriko hard flanks the whole fight with your other play. It's gonna be so ridiculous. So ridiculous.
This Kiriko change literally means nothing though. Like it
no,
is literally
the
just
Kiriko change doesn't mean nothing.
It's just a quality of life change, which if you've played Kiriko is kind of important. I think the reloading of kunais has been like one of the worst feeling things on Kiriko. They still need to look at her Suzu. They still need to look at her Swift Step. They're doing too much, both of them. You need to just increase the cooldowns or something like that.
Teleport.
Yeah, like Swift Step on a 6-second cooldown is like ridiculous and enables that style that Avast was saying that I think makes her overpowered at the top level, but I don't think it would have a massive effect on the lower end. I think just having a look at those things would be important for the future because Kiriko is just unbelievable right now still.
You need to add 2 seconds to Swift Step.
Yeah.
1 or 2 seconds to Swift Step, it would make all the difference. Suzu also needs to be changed, but they haven't. Okay, let's quickly move on. Everybody's favorite new hero, Lifeweaver. Yeah, it's still not that good. I'm sorry, it's still not that good. But they did change him.
They did say that it was going to get changed, right? Didn't they say that they were planning to release, like, the problem is they couldn't fix this in a patch. Lifeweaver is so turbo ass that they need a dedicated, like, they have to bring the think tank together. They have to assemble all the Apple geniuses and fucking, like, get in there and really, like, dissect that shit.
Are going to have to assemble the Avengers to make that character good because his hitbox is too big. So he changed, the life did get changed, but it was only one interaction with Rhine. So if Rhine Earth Shatters now, he will no longer get trolled by the Lifeweaver. You'll just have to wait another 20 seconds to get trolled. So when he Earth Shatters, it cancels the life grip so Ryan can stay there and fucking swing at people. The amount of trolls that I've seen at high SR that just go Lifeweaver and just pull our Doomfist back into our team when he's hitting a fucking rollout is crazy. That hero is bad. It's not good. And that's about it for the patch notes. There isn't anything crazy. I don't know if anybody wanted to touch on
why do you think they didn't do any balance changes in Lifeweaver? Are they just saying
because they said that they want to do essentially they want to have like it's like they're just doing the intervention. They're doing a Lifeweaver intervention for like the next big release that they didn't have time to do for this one because they felt like they need to review it so comprehensively is what it sounded like they said. Essentially said there's so much to do we can't even begin to do it with Lifeweaver, which to me also I will admit is kind of weird because I'm like why can't you just do some incremental changes at least? But like whatever, you know, like whatever.
You know, this sounds like Let It Breathe TM.
Might be. But like, it's been breathing. Let me tell you, Life Breather's been breathing. He stopped breathing. Life Breather stopped breathing. He's dead.
Yeah.
Life Breather is fucking dead. Like, the only thing good for going on with him right now is the name Wife Lever. That's it. It's the only good going on with that character.
That's facts. Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate that the character's not really played at all, although it is just, he is a utility hero, and that is it. Like, his healing is okay, but dude, he just gets blown the fuck up. Like, he genuinely just needs to be smaller hitbox-wise. You need to take the petals out of the hitbox for a start, and then maybe he can be viable, but I said this when I saw the hero get announced, or, you know, saw the kit. It will mean that hero can really, I think, only be played at like the top, like pro level, because of the thing, like with the high ground control and the life grip and stuff like that. In ranked, no one fucking comms, and if they do, it's minimal stuff, you know, like a lot of people comm, but it's not like everybody's there doing fucking grand finals unless you're Jake playing solo queue. At the end of the day, the grip is just used to troll. Like, I've never seen it used well at all, and that includes you.
We're gonna cover the hide rocket punch meter off by default, hide boosters cancel.
Oh yeah, so we'll quickly touch on
yeah?
the bugs too, because there are some crazy things that's going on. People can touch on the Doomfist one after I finish this, but like ranked yesterday, they fixed it already, but you could not lose your rank if you lost. It was crazy. Me and Jake were playing yesterday, and if we lost a game, our rank wouldn't go down. So people were just hitting new peaks. And your MMR was changing, the back end was changing, it was just your visible rank that wasn't. So like Jake was going up to like top 20, and then he got shot instantly back down to like top 60 or some shit like that. It was very silly, but they did fix that pretty quickly. And then there's also Doomfist, it doesn't work, basically, after this patch.
Like I said, Star Watch.
Star Watch. I mean, that was the big bug, I think, was that. Oh no, also the one where the screen shakes, right?
Oh yeah, so if you want to try and turn that setting, for some reason HUD shake is on. It's actually in accessibility settings. You can turn it off, but when you turn it off, it does fuck all. So when you shoot, hit a hit marker, heal somebody, your screen will fucking pulsate like you got a fucking vibrator attached to your chair. It's not great. It feels
it looks weird. I mean, just look at it.
Look at this shit. Look at it.
It's like you're zooming in really quickly and coming back.
Oh yeah. God, I'm gonna like throw up if I blink here.
Yeah, look at this with the life weaver.
Dude, they got the rumble. They got the rumble on, but for your eyes.
Yeah, the actual Game Boy Advance rumble pack.
This is turbo busted. And then they had the elo change where you could just not lose games.
Yep, you couldn't lose games.
But that's fixed now, right?
Yes, it is fixed, and I will say it's only visible rank. Your MMR was not affected at all. That was still working. It was just visible. So you just managed to get a new peak, and you didn't mean to. So have fun when you log back in today, and your SR.
To be fair, that literally doesn't matter, because it's like the visible rank is the only thing that people care about. And like if you're still like winning and losing the same amount, it's not like your elo's adjusted at all. You're literally just getting a higher visible rank, which is like for free. Okay, so let's talk about week 2 in the